Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you.
For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just go to getcopperhead.com. That's getcopperhead.com for your 2 free gifts with purchase. Getcopperhead.com.
Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Attack the Baseline, a WNBA podcast where every episode we attack our baseline knowledge of the WNBA. We're your hosts, John and Kristen Barber, and today we are here to talk about the All-Star teams as we approach All-Star Weekend, not this upcoming weekend, the next weekend. All the fun things that we love, the three-point contest, the skills comp, but the big game is what we're here to talk about today. We are going to do a nice little activity, drafting the teams that we would draft if we were in Caitlin Clark and Napheesa Collier's positions, and then reacting after we see what those teams end up being and see how we line up with the pros. But before we get into all of that, Kristen, how are you?
I'm great. I'm loving this little season break. We still are following Aces games this week. We're doing kind of an extended Aces fandom because so much is going on with the Aces. But I do think it's a great point in the season. The players need a little bit of a break. We need a little bit of a break. So this All-Star break is a welcome thing to come.
Yes, recharging our WNBA batteries. It's camp week. So we've got some like midday games, which are fun, but sometimes get a little hectic when you're trying to do work at the same time and also trying to watch Sky Mystics today go down to the wire.
Yeah, and all of your coworkers are coming in and talking to you every 10 minutes when you're trying to watch the game. So you have to keep lowering your volume or pausing it.
Yeah, pretty frustrating. But it's okay. We're not frustrated. We're having a good time. If you would like to reach out to the show and let us know how you're feeling or talk to us about a specific topic or team, you can reach out to us at our email, attackthebaseline@gmail.com, or you can connect with us on Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok, at ATBPod. And if you'd be so kind as to leave a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform it is that you use to let us know how much you love the show and help us continue to grow, we would greatly appreciate that. So the activity at hand, as mentioned, we're recording this at 5:50 Eastern Daylight Time. The event where we assume there's a live draft, I actually don't know for sure, because last year it was All Stars versus Olympians, so we didn't actually have a draft.
What, you think Caitlin and Fee are going to be like on a call?
I've seen it. They've done it with the NBA.
Okay. I mean, I would love for that to be the case. I feel like it won't be. I feel like they're just going to show the results on the screen.
Well, they have an hour-long event.
Yeah.
An hour-long show tonight on ESPN saying these are the teams one way or another. Maybe it's just a reveal. It would be cool if it was a live draft. I like the live draft. So we're going to do a live draft.
Yes.
Kristen and I have not decided who will be Caitlin and who will be Napheesa. So we have a coin in order to prove who that's going to be. And that whoever wins the coin flip will be the one who gets to decide whom they're picking.
Okay.
You want to say whoever wins the coin flip is Caitlin, period?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Caitlin Clark will be selecting first. She, as the highest vote getter, receives that honor. And then Napheesa will be drafting second. Anyway, here we go. Flipping live. Call it in the air.
Okay. Tails. It's heads.
It's heads. That means I am Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Now we're going to start by drafting the starters, and then we will draft the reserves because that is how it will go down. Well, we don't know for sure if it's a snake draft or if it's just back and forth. For our sake, we're just going to go back and forth because, sure. As the first overall pick, I, as Caitlin Clark, will be selecting A'ja Wilson, the 3-time MVP, the current reigning MVP, the one that I believe she should be selecting first overall, given that she has that ability in this draft. So I would hope to see Caitlin selecting A'ja and having A'ja on her team.
Good. Now, respect her.
Passing to you.
Okay. As Fee, I will select Alicia Gray, who is second in terms of total points right now, only behind Napheesa.
I do think that is...
And she is one to shine during All-Star Weekend.
She does know how to shine during All-Star Weekend, so I will give you that. Tough. If she was there, I would take her.
I know.
But...
Would Caitlin?
No, I don't think Caitlin would, in this spot, select her running mate, Aaliyah Boston.
Probably.
To join her squad. However, I do believe that Aaliyah Boston could be her first overall pick. If we're not getting a live draft on ESPN, then you will have to wonder, use your imagination, if Caitlin selected Aaliyah first. But I feel like we're going to see Aaliyah and Caitlin on the same team, regardless of where she's selecting her.
Okay. Okay, so I need another guard.
You need a lot. You have two players.
I need almost everything. I'll just say give me Stewie.
Okay. I mean, you can't go wrong.
You can't.
Gives you extra size. You can play Stewie and Fee together.
Yeah.
They'll fit. They'll work. Okay, bringing it back to me. Options are good. I think I am going to go with adding some shooting. Sabrina Ionescu, come on over from New York. Break up that chemistry that she would have if you got her to play with Stewie. And Caitlin, just dish to Sab. Let her shoot the threes.
That could be interesting because Sabrina likes the ball too.
She does. And I'm just saying, Caitlin, set her up. Let her score.
Okay. I will give me Paige.
That's marquee stuff.
That's my point guard.
Yes, it's perfect. It's
yes.
perfect. And you get this Paige versus Caitlin dynamic. That'll be so good to see.
Oh, they need to be separate.
Well, I mean, they should be able to play together. Paige can play with anybody. But this would be such a fun dynamic for All-Star Weekend if they were separate. Okay. And that leaves me with the decision between two players, Nneka Ogwumike and Satou Sabally, 2 forwards. We have 2 and 2 right now, 2 guards, 2 forwards / centers on our team. I would like to take the silent all-star who has not made the biggest noise, but has been so good all season. I'll take Nneka Ogwumike in this spot. The president of the Players Association to break up that synergy that she would have with her vice president if she was on Fee's team?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine because I wanted Satu.
Okay.
Satu's been incredibly impressive to me lately.
It was a tough call.
I hope she's okay. She was hurt yesterday in the Phoenix game, but we'll see if she plays or not. But Satu's been amazing, so I'm happy with Satu.
All right. And now we look at the reserves. An exciting list of reserves. We have a lot of guards to choose from here. So it makes it interesting. I'm going to take a look. Here. Gosh, you've got a lot of synergistic options that I can see based on the way that your team is laid out. Call me crazy. This might be, I don't think it's a reach. These are all stars. So I need to be honest with the selections. But in this spot, I'm going to take Gabby Williams. Give me Gabby Williams.
She's the steals leader.
She's a steals leader.
By a lot.
She can play. She's a wing. She can play 2-3. We can get some interesting matchups. She can play with NECA. Mm-hmm. Give me Gabby.
No, that's great. I think I'm going to take Alyssa Thomas.
Love it.
I guess I'm just looking for her on this chart. She's not leading points right now because she was hurt a lot of the year. Mm-hmm. But she had an incredible triple-double last night. 15, 10, and 15. So, I mean, she can do anything.
Yeah, look. Was I reading the whole list? Maybe not. Probably should have selected Alyssa Thomas.
No,
here.
Gabby is a great pick.
Well, I was so nervous that I was going to make the wrong pick that maybe I did make the wrong pick, but Gabby is so good. So I'm happy that I took Gabby. Mm-hmm. Okay, next pick. I gotta think like Caitlin here. Kelsey Mitchell, come on over.
Stop.
Come on over, Kelsey. Kelsey Mitchell.
Okay.
That's really who she should have taken first.
Well, I don't think Fee will take her first in the reserves, so she's fine.
I know. Kelsey's making it through.
Okay. I do think I need more 3-point shooting. I mean, give me Kelsey Plum.
I like that. I like that pick. I like the idea of Paige setting up KP.
That's fun.
I like the idea of just letting KP go crazy for like 4 or 5 minutes in the All-Star game.
This team needs energy.
Oh, you think it needs energy?
She brings it. She
does bring it. I will give you that.
She balances AT.
She does balance AT. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm happy with how my bigs are. I don't feel like I need to add a big. I should just continue to add some guards. But why not just add a guard with bigger size? Give me Ryan Howard. Mm-hmm. Give me Ryan Howard. I gotta break up. Rye and Leash. They'd be too powerful together. Mm-hmm. The aura would transcend.
I think I made a mistake as Fee.
Uh-huh.
Because I think Fee would have taken Skylar Diggins.
Because of Hootie Hoo.
Because of their Hootie Hoo bond. Mm-hmm. I apologize for that. But now I have Kelsey Plum. I don't really need Skylar Diggins at the moment.
Maybe Sky's around later.
Maybe. But I guess I could use her.
I mean, yeah, of course. She's a defensive demon.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think she will be on Fee's team. So if we're going for like who got the most right, I'll pick Skylar Diggins.
Sure. Who? Yeah, right. I guess that's how we should actually do this too. Who got the most right?
Yeah.
Even though there are a million different wrinkles here that are going to change how these seem, but the butterfly effect out the wazoo here. We've gone with a lot of guards. Let's do it for the clicks, for the articles, to end the conversation. Give me Angel Reese.
Yes.
Make it work on the court, ladies. And then the debate can just be over. We can stop talking about this. And we can prove that the two of them are just two players in the WNBA. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have to be more than that. and they could be awesome together because Caitlin could just get the ball in and Angel can dominate in the paint.
Uh-huh.
Come on. Give me that.
Okay.
Angel Reese.
I'm rooting for that. Okay, so left is Sonia.
Got
Kiki,
Sonia Citron. Kiki. Courtney Williams.
Kayla Thornton. Jackie Young.
Yes.
Give me Kiki. Kiki Iriafen.
I do like that pick too. I mean, I keep saying that about every pick. I like every pick because I like every player.
Because these are the best players.
Yeah, these are the best players.
And we love them.
Okay. 2 spots left. Sonia Citron, the rookie. Courtney Williams, the stud bud. Jackie Young, friend of Asia, the all-star. Kayla Thornton, first-time all-star out of the Golden State Valkyries. I will take Jackie Young here.
Okay.
I think if this were the case, I think that Caitlin could be selecting Jackie Young a bit earlier than where I selected her. Does it all player. Doesn't need to be on ball all the time. Mm-hmm. Could just be another person for Caitlin to set up. But, now that I'm thinking about it, I got other people that can run the point when Caitlin's on the bench. We're good. Mm-hmm. We're good.
Okay, well, I'll pick Courtney Williams.
Fee gets court.
Fee, they're BFFs.
That means you get the full Hootie Who synergy.
I do.
All right, let's round out the last 2 picks here, deciding between Kayla Thornton and Sonia Citron. I know who I would pick. I'm curious, honestly, who Caitlin would pick if given the decision here. Mm-hmm. I will go with who I think makes more sense, and I will select Kayla Thornton in this spot. Mm-hmm. And give you Sonia Citron to round out your team.
I'm happy with it.
You got Sonia and Kiki. You got Courtney and Fee.
I got AT and Satu.
AT and Satu. You got the Hootie Who gang. And over on my side, I've got the Indiana Fever.
You have the whole Fever.
I got the Fever. I got the reigning MVP.
Uh-huh.
I've got Nneka and Gabby.
That's good.
Look. Maybe I didn't need to take Gabby first, but it's okay. Because I still think the teams are good. The teams are balanced, at least in terms of size. I might be a little bit bigger. But, yeah, I'm excited to see.
Me too.
So when we come back from the ad, you'll know exactly what happened between our 2 all-star captains.
Hey, football fans, this is Solomon Wolcott. And if there's one thing I know besides the game, it's great steaks. That's why I go with Heartland Steak Company Premier Midwest Raised Beef delivered straight to your door. When the steaks arrived at my door, I opened the cooler to find they were individually wrapped. So I was able to throw 2 or 3 on the grill while putting the others in the fridge until later. Right now, Heartland Steak Company is giving my listeners $25 off orders of $175 or more just by using the promo code SPORTS at checkout. That's promo code SPORTS, SPORTS, for $25 off. So whether it's game day or just a great dinner, go big with Heartland Steak Company. Order today at heartlandsteakco.com.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code AUDIO at checkout.
And we're back. The teams have been selected. Fee and Caitlin were live on the call with Malika on ESPN to decide. And we got an interesting twist. They were allowed to do trades. It was kind of a dud. Let's talk about it. For initial reaction, we literally just stopped watching it 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. I mean, we did pretty good.
We did do pretty good. Kristen said, we're pretty good at this. And I was like, I mean, we do pay attention.
We got only 3 of our 11 wrong.
On each of our squads.
Right.
6 incorrect draft picks. Only difference was that Fee got to pick the first reserve because Caitlin got to pick the first starter, but then they went back and forth. In our case, we just went back and forth and back and forth. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about these starters. Only one wrong for each of us. Mm-hmm. The NECA and Satu swap.
Yeah.
Not really any surprises here. Well, actually, I would say pretty significant surprises considering it went in a very different order than we have selected.
Very different order. Asia getting picked
4th, 5th overall.
Yeah.
For the reigning MVP, Asia Wilson.
Yeah.
Is kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy because Aaliyah would have been there if Caitlin picked Asia first.
Right.
But whatever. She got her anyway. Mm-hmm. It worked out in that sense. I do think Fee, it makes sense that Fee, you know, her and Stewie are really good friends from doing all of their Unrivaled things. So that does make sense. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That Fee went Stewie first. I didn't think of that.
Right. It was so very clear, you know, and we haven't talked about this, but like in the news, there's all this conflict of interest discussion for Napheesa between Unrivaled and the W, and Fee was live on the call with her Unrivaled t-shirt. She drafts Stewie. She drafts every owl. So she very much emphasized, like, I'm picking players that I care about from Unrivaled. I'm prioritizing that. Mm-hmm. And it made for an interesting draft. Yeah, we didn't necessarily think of that. Like, Stewie is a first pick for Fee that made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But still, it ends up with the way this order falls. It was still crazy to me that Asia goes 2 whole rounds without being selected.
Yeah. Well, after you go Aaliyah, Stewie,
you got to go with a guard.
Then right. So it just kind of ends up that way.
Right. But, I mean, you think about it, when we looked at the reserves were so guard heavy. So you really probably could have, I guess you're drafting the starting lineup. This will be how you start. So you can't necessarily run 4 forwards. So you kind of have to do it this way. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Another thing that I liked about this, and I was nervous for a second because I thought Caitlin was going to do 3 guards when Fee said, I'm going to draft. I hope you save my baby husky. I'm going to take NECA. And then that was kind of a surprise in the moment. But she does end up getting Paige, which she said on the call that she was also emphasizing getting some UConn players, you know, hence the Stewie of it all. But she gets Paige too, which I think is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is sweet. We do end up with the Caitlin versus Paige. Mm-hmm. That will be interesting. Mm-hmm. It was nice of Caitlin to let Fee take Paige.
True. She didn't have to do that.
No, but I do think it makes sense where, you know, Caitlin taking Sabrina and also having Paige, that's like 3 of the same position.
Right.
So no, I don't think she should have taken Paige anyway.
Well, I think what's funny is that Caitlin was like, they each have 4 players total on their entire team, and Caitlin's like, wow, we're going to be a little undersized if I take Paige. Like, you could just draft 3 forwards later and you'll be fine. Right. But I mean, you can't start them. These have to be your starters. So yeah, now the teams are pretty even to start All-Star, which is cool. Mm-hmm. I like the way they ultimately round out. I think the swap that was made compared to where we were makes these teams like Satu for NECA, I think is a pretty 1-for-1 in my opinion here. So
then moving into the reserves, of course, Fee goes first, and Fee takes Courtney Williams first. That makes sense to me too, being on the same team together in Unrivaled and on the Lynx. And then Caitlin, shocker, said, I wanted Courtney. I want to be on Stud Buds.
That was the moment of this draft for me. She said, I would like to be on the 72-hour live stream of Stud Buds, which I was not aware of being a thing. Guess we have to check in and log in for that. But yeah, pretty surprising. Wait, nobody like stole anybody, because Caitlin ends up with all of her Fever players. You know, Fee gets all of her Owls. It's like, there wasn't any pick that I was like, wow, you know?
Right.
It was just like, okay. And
well,
also
because we literally just picked most of these teams.
Right.
We picked why. And
we picked some of the shockers. Like ultimately down the road, Fee selects Angel.
Yes.
There was an opportunity for Caitlin to select Angel, but Fee selected her relatively early, a few picks earlier than we selected her.
Well, something that was shocking to us, even though we did pick it, is that Caitlin did pick Gabby Williams very early.
Yes. When we finished the exercise, I was like, did I pick Gabby Williams too early? No, I didn't. It was Caitlin's second pick in the reserves. She said, Gabby Williams, she's a great player. And I was like, wow, I felt very vindicated.
Yeah.
I know. So that was a good pick.
The two Washington Mystics rookies, Sonia and Kiki, do end up being on the same team together, but they are on Caitlin's team rather than Fee's, which we had earlier. So that's fun that they will bring their chemistry together.
I agree. I think it's funny that like when you look at how we drafted the reserves, because we got two reserves wrong in this case, and we put Sonia and Kiki, you took them together. If they end up on the other way, then we probably just have the same. We could have just had the same squads that they had. Could have made all the same picks. Yeah. And yes, it is good. I was honestly surprised that Caitlin took Sonia as early as she did. She took her ahead of AT, ahead of Jackie Young, ahead of Ryan Howard.
Yeah, but it does seem like Caitlin and Sonia have some sort of relationship. Caitlin was talking about how, she's been supporting Sonia and talking with Sonia. So, I mean, that at least seems nice. They seem like they get along.
Yeah, and I mean, and a lot of people draw parallels between their two games. They have certain similar styles in the way that they play. So I think it's kind of cool to see how they'll play together and how they'll rotate out together. So I think it's cool that they end up together in this case. And then, later it was interesting that Caitlin says when they're down to the final three, deciding between Jackie, Kayla Thornton, and Ryan Howard, she says, I'm going to pick a player that gives us a little extra size. And she picks the smallest of the three, Jackie Young, who Jackie Young is jacked.
Oh, for sure.
She's huge. Kayla Thornton and Ryan are a little bit bigger than her in terms of, height and length. But like Jackie Young, don't get me wrong, is a perfect pick there for her team because Jackie can do everything on ball, off ball, do whatever. She can be a perfect, wild card player for her squad. And then, she ends up with Kayla Thornton and she says, I wanted Kayla Thornton on my team, even though Kayla Thornton was given to her as the last selection.
So we end up with these very fun dynamics that we kind of talked about already, like all of the Lunar Owls, Fee, Alicia, Courtney, and Skylar Diggins being on the same team.
Love it.
A little reunion. All of the Fever players ending up being on the same team. And I guess this will just be fun for them because it's going to be their home crowd. They're going to be vibing off of that. Fine. Yeah. Go ahead. They'll be having fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right. This this is as much for the Indiana fans that'll be paying the ticket to go to All Star as anybody else. You know, Caitlin said, we're going to be loud and proud for Indiana. So it's kind of cool that all the FIFA players get to play together, even though they get to watch them every single game of the year. You know, it's nice that you also get Jackie and Asia, and like we said, you get Kiki and Sonia. So you get a lot of these dynamics, but playing off of other players, and that's what's cool about All Star.
Yes.
I'm excited for this game. Obviously, people will say that All Star games tend to be a little on the snoozier side. It's a lot of just shooting deep threes, letting people get to the rim, not really defending hard. I'm confident in these women playing a good game of basketball with the squads that we have drafted here today. We should talk about the twist, the big twist of the night.
We should. They apparently, for the first time ever in doing this, they were able to trade picks with each other.
1 for 1.
One starter for one starter, or 2 for 2, but they had to be starters and they had to be reserves. Couldn't swap them. Obviously, that makes sense.
Right.
But, I mean, they were really pushing, okay, who do you guys want to trade? Who you're going to trade? And then, of course, they're like, well, we like our teams. We're not going to trade any players.
Love them. We just picked them.
Of course, I was kind of rooting that they would trade, like, some of the players that we got wrong. Like, trade. I think it would have made sense if they wanted to do a swap for, like, Angel and Sonia.
Yeah.
Because Caitlin's whole thing is that she's lacking in size. Okay, then make a swap for Angel.
Yeah. I wanted it. It would have been cool.
That would have been very cool. But they didn't touch the reserves at all. They kind of talked about trading the starters. Caitlin kept saying she wanted Stewie.
Yeah, there was a Stewie for Satu trade proposed, didn't go anywhere, and there was Stewie for Aaliyah Boston trade, didn't go anywhere, and Caitlin was like, "You just said that to get a reaction from me. You knew I wasn't ever going to take that," and yeah, probably not.
Right. So, but they do end up trading their coaches.
Wow.
And I just really wonder, like, who brought this up first, because it was something that they had discussed prior to doing this.
Right.
They came saying, we are trading coaches. So,
I guess we got to do trades. I guess we got to make trades a thing. Like, maybe that's it. We're like, can we swap coaches? And then they're like, well, we could make it a fun bit and just like play along that, like, oh, maybe you're going to swap some players, but really you're going to swap coaches.
Yeah, because like, yeah, I'm sure Fee wants to play with Cheryl.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess Caitlin doesn't necessarily care because neither one of them is her coach.
Right. Right.
I really wonder if the coaches had anything to say about this. I'm not saying that they did. I just think it's interesting.
Yeah, no, I think it's interesting too. And Caitlin emphasized, like, Sandy, we got Sab. I'm going to be good. So, you know, that was the shocker of the night, which was not so shocking because friend of the pod, Alana, called it out 20 minutes before the thing started. So credit to her.
Well, they had been, I saw beforehand somewhere that the
it was
coaches
being
are
discussed.
swapping.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Weird. But in general, I mean, I thought this was kind of fun. Like, I don't think it was completely snoozy.
Oh, it's fun. It is fun.
The energy was a little weird just because there's such a lag. So you're like asking a funny question and then there's like 10 seconds of silence while you're waiting for the answer. But what are you going to do? That's Zoom. But I thought it was good. I mean, Caitlin and Fee were, I think, trying their best. They seemingly were sitting in rooms by themselves.
Right.
So that's just kind of hard in general.
It's always awkward. It was awkward when it was KD and LeBron. I've only watched it like 2 or 3 times with NBA. And it is like, I don't know how you get rid of the lag unless you get them in the studio. And you're not going to get them in the studio for just literally 10 minutes to draft a bunch of players when this should be done on a phone call.
Yeah.
But like, it is just funny that, oh, we got to prioritize having the video. You got to see their reactions, but also they just like sit there and smile for 5 seconds awkwardly until we get the response. Like, oh, we got to make Fee do hootie hoo 3 times, which she did every time.
Of
but
course.
Like there was a considerable delay before you hear the Hootie Hoo. It's funny.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. I'm excited for this game.
Yes, I'm excited for it too. And you can mark your calendars if you don't know yet. WNBA All Star is on the 19th. Obviously, WNBA All Star Weekend is before that on the 18th. We got skills comp and 3-point shooting. We don't know who's been chosen for those yet. I'm excited to see that.
Oh, I saw a video today of Sonia practicing her 3-point shooting, and Kiki was helping her. Kiki was acting as the basketball rack. So she was like bent over with her arms back, holding a bunch of basketballs on her back. Oh. And Sonia was like grabbing them off of Kiki's back and shooting. And then she like made a couple and then they like hugged. It was cute.
Love. And then they get to play again.
Yeah.
But Sonia in the 3-point contest, bring it in. I'm excited to see. But also Leash, taking it home again. I'm not afraid.
Okay.
Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Attack the Baseline. Again, if you'd like to reach out to us and send us an email, you can do so, attackthebaseline@gmail.com. Connect with us on Bluesky, Instagram, TikTok at ATBPod. 5-star rating and review if you'd be so kind. And we will be back very soon to talk about those Vegas Aces that we are continuing to watch and listen and learn about. There's a lot of things going on around the W. But Kristen, I'm staring at the baseline. What are we going to do?
Attack it.
Attack the Baseline. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll be back soon with Vegas Aces.